Right. Good evening, everybody. This is the Carver Zoning Board of Appeals for the date of October 30, 2024. We are meeting in room 1 upstairs at the Carver Town Hall. As usual, our friends from Area 58 are recording us tonight. And we have one continued case on the agenda this evening. So this should not be a long night tonight, so that everybody can go home and have their supper. But first, we must do our administrative duty, and that is to approve the minutes from our last meeting of October 2, 2024. So I inquire of the board members whether they've had an opportunity to review the minutes that were sent to them in advance of the meeting here tonight.
Yes.
Yes.
Does anyone have any changes, amendments, or modifications they would like to make?
No.
No.
Do I hear a motion?
Motion to accept the minutes
Second.
As written?
as written.
Second.
Any discussion? Mr. Poirier? None? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, those minutes are accepted as written. Okay. Now we have one continued case for this evening. That is the continued public hearing of case 1-18-0-R. The petitioner being Jeffrey Merritt, who is seeking from us a special permit pursuant to sections 2245C, 5221, and 5300, and sections following of the Carver zoning bylaw for property located at 2B, Andrews Point Road. That's Assessors Map 1, Lot 18-0-R. So as to construct a 924 square foot detached garage with playroom and storage area, 700 square feet allowed as of right in a residential agricultural district. Now, that's the way the public hearing notice was published. We determined as a result of our first public hearing that there is a second floor that is going to be used above the garage for playroom and storage. And as a result, the board determined, as it has done in all of these cases previously, that the additional square footage from that second floor needed to be added to the proposal, so that now we're talking about a proposed construction of a 2-story garage, which will actually consist of 1,711 square feet. Everybody with me on this? Mm-hmm. Now,
I hate to interrupt you here, but I just want to make sure. I was not here at the last meeting, and Anita is missing, so I'm just wondering where that puts us in terms of...
we're going to ask Mr. Merritt to
Okay.
assume the position at the table. And draw that microphone close to you, if you would.
Good evening.
I have a little speech to give before you begin.
I
And
do
a
have
decision that you need
updated-
to make.
Updated, please.
Don't want to hear it yet. Mr. Poirier was not here for the first public hearing. That means he's not going to vote tonight. That means as well that you only have 4 of us who are in a voting position because our alternate is ill and will not be coming. So you have a decision, you and your wife, to make. That decision is as follows. If we had a full 5-member board, then your petition would be allowed on a 4-to-1 vote. With only 4 of us here, the decision must be unanimous for your petition to carry the day. So the decision you need to make, Mr. Merritt, is this. Do you wish to go forward tonight, gambling that you will get what you want from 4 of us unanimously? Or would you rather wait until next month when we have our next public hearing, when presumably 5 or 6 of us will all be present? Now, if you need a minute to think about this and go over it with your wife, that's perfectly fine. We can suspend while you consider this. I'm not going to lead you one way or the other,
Okay.
other than to say, again, that I think you understand you have to be unanimous. This has to be a unanimous decision tonight if you choose to go forward on the merits. But I think we'll probably be back in session during the month of November or early December. So up to you as to what you want to do. Would you like a couple of minutes to think about it and
Please.
talk it over?
Is that okay?
All right, of course it is. We're going to suspend for 5 minutes. We'll come back at the end of that 5-minute period to hear from you.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Merritt has had an opportunity to speak to his wife, who we know is truly the boss. And we're all ears. Mr. Merritt, would you like a short continuance, or do you want to proceed this evening?
I think we go for the continuance. I think
Okay.
we wait, yeah.
Now, we have, folks, one other case, a new one, in the queue. And guess what it is? Mr. Barrington? Mr. Poirier?
Another garage?
That's a good guess and also a correct one. Mr. Barrington is kicking himself. I was going to say that, but... So I think that we'll probably have a short continuance to accommodate you in particular.
Thank you.
I'll need to coordinate this with the planning department tomorrow because that new case requires publication, just like yours did. So what I'd like to do, rather than scheduling 2 meetings in a holiday season, is to schedule both your continued case and the new case on the same evening. So I should know tomorrow or Friday what our next date will be.
Okay.
Is that okay?
That's fine with me, of course.
All right. So seeing that Mr. Merritt is not a gambling man and does wish to continue this case briefly, I ask for a motion to continue at the request of the petitioner.
I'll make that motion.
And do I hear a second from someone?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so this case is officially continued. But insofar as the date, I need to defer on that until I can get a better idea as to publication schedules on the new case, about which I was just informed this afternoon. I mean, if I'd had a couple of days, I would have been able to give you a date tonight, so I apologize for that, but sometimes we get these late evolving matters over which we have no control. So, do you have a construction schedule that is worrisome for you?
I was planning on doing some foundation work in the month of November, but, you know, that's all right.
Well, if this warm weather continues, and let's hope it does,
Yeah,
you know, you may be able to do it as late as December. But we'll see what we can do. I'll try to get this scheduled ASAP. The problem with November is you have basically a Thanksgiving week in there that nobody's doing very much. You know, it's Thursday, it's Friday, nobody's working on Friday. So that's at best a 3-day week. For a lot of people, it's 2.5 days. So we'll see what we can do.
fine, thank you.
And we'll have
Anything you
somebody
can do,
from the
Marie?
planning department contact you. Okay?
Very good, thank you.
Thank you for your patience. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You gonna give us an updated
I do, you want,
plan? Should we have that to look
Do you
at
want
ahead
to,
of time?
well, how many do you have?
five?
Mr. Barrington, would you like to see a plan in advance of the next meeting?
Yeah, I think it would be good to have it, and then you don't have to bring them next time.
So you want,
Yeah.
And I always defer to Mr. Barrington.
that's good, that way I'm not gonna mess them up.
Right.
Would it be,
It's going to be one for the person who's absent, not for me, okay? Because that won't be
would it be
me.
forward of me to suggest a date based upon the publication?
Right here, yeah.
I really don't want to get into specific dates just yet
Okay.
because I have to we have a statutory obligation to publish within certain deadlines.
Yep, yep.
So I don't want to guess at it and then get Mr. Merritt and Mrs. Merritt all excited, and then we have to move it again.
And then we have to move it again. Okay.
So no, you're not being forward. Thank you for the suggestion.
Anita's, and I'll make sure it comes.
Okay. So thank you for this. I assure you that we'll look at it. No questions tonight, right?
Yeah.
We'll take no testimony, and we will come back probably in about a month. Okay?
Very good. Thank you.
Thank
Have a good
you.
night.
Thank you both.
Two.
Now, there is one other matter that was discussed in the absence of Mr. Poirier at the last meeting. And if he is as eagle-eyed as he has always been, he noticed, I'm sure, in the minutes that there was discussion about a new start time.
Yeah, you said 4 o'clock, I thought I saw there, right?
Well, he goes to bed at 5. So we can resume those discussions now, or in the alternative, we can wait for Ms. Dahl to return to us so that she can be part of those discussions. What is the board's preference?
She was the one who brought it up, right? You did, okay.
Who brought it up?
Jen?
Jen?
Hi.
Our friend over there, on the other side of the room, yes.
So,
My initial, I have no problem with moving it up a half an hour or an hour if that is more agreeable for people, so.
for me, out of courtesy to Ms. Dahl, I think I would wait to have this discussion.
Sure.
As you can see, Mr. Poirier is anxious to start early and get out.
Wow. I sit there from 6 to 7 watching the clock.
So now you just do it from 5:30 to 6:30.
Okay. Is there anything else that anybody would like to address?
Nope.
Ms. Cullum, you have things that you like to address from time to time. Is there anything at all?
I'm all set.
That's
I'm good
great.
to go.
And Mr. Barrington,
I'm good.
you know, if we do move the time of the meeting, we don't want to interfere with your treadmill workout.
Not an issue.
He's flexible.
And we already know Mr. Poirier's opinion. The vice chair always has good observations. Do you have anything further that you would like to add?
On the meeting or beyond the meeting?
Beyond the meeting?
Beyond the meeting, no.
Okay. So I think we're at a stage where we can consider adjourning for this evening. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Do I hear a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Good night, Carver.